Dele Momodu recently made a shocking statement that has stirred a lot of conversations, not only in Nigeria but worldwide. He commented on Nnamdi Kanu's situation and the ongoing Biafra agitation. Momodu shared his thoughts on social media, where he also shared a video by Kanu just before Kanu's abduction from Kenya, where he philosophized about the reasons why he and his supporters became radicalized. Dele Momodu, who has been one of the most vocal figures in Nigerian media, took time to listen to Kanu's critics. According to him, most critics jumped to conclusions without understanding the deeper issues that led to the resurgence of the Biafra cause. Before we continue, please do well to subscribe to the channel and hit the subscribe button. Now, in his statement, Dele Momodu pointed out that the Biafra sentiment is not just a recent development, but has been reignited due to the continuous marginalization of the Igbo people. The Igbo, according to Momodu, are among the most energetic and vibrant people in Africa and the world. Yet they've been deprived of opportunities and recognition, which has led to the rise of the Biafra movement again. The trauma of the Nigerian Civil War, the pogroms in the 1960s and 70s, and the ongoing struggles of the Igbo people in today's political landscape have given a new strong urgency to the demand for an independent Biafra. Dele Momodu was also very critical of the Nigerian government's approach towards Nnamdi Kanu. He stated that the attempt by Kanu's enemies, including some of his own kinsmen, to silence or exterminate him will not solve the problem. According to Momodu, the Igbo struggle is much bigger than legalities and courtrooms. It's a political issue that requires urgent reconfiguration of the country's governance system to ensure that the Igbo people, along with other marginalized groups, get a fair chance at opportunities. He added that while he is completely against violence, a sensible government should engage the brilliant minds of the Southeast in productive ventures instead of allowing hatred and resentment to fester. Now, let's look at Nnamdi Kanu himself. Kanu is currently facing charges related to terrorism and illegal broadcasting in Nigeria, and his case has caught the attention of the international community. He is the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, an organization calling for an independent Biafra. In a rather unexpected move, Nnamdi Kanu recently decided not to defend himself in his trial. He stated that there were no legitimate charges against him, which is why he refuses to present any defense in court. Kanu also took the bold step of abandoning plans to call witnesses to testify on his behalf, including high-profile individuals such as 2 Americans. He said that his case file had been withheld from him for too long and that he had no trust in the Nigerian justice system. It's crucial to understand that Kanu's decision not to present a defense comes at a time when his trial has been heavily criticized by both national and international observers. His supporters claim that Kanu is being persecuted for his political beliefs, while the government maintains that he is a terrorist leader who is inciting violence. This divide has intensified over the years, especially with the rise of pro-Biafra protests and violent clashes in Nigeria's southeastern region. The Biafra agitation is not a new issue. In fact, the roots of this movement go back over half a century. In the 1960s, the eastern region of Nigeria, primarily made up of the Igbo people, declared independence, leading to the Nigerian Civil War that lasted from 1967 to 1970. The war resulted in the deaths of millions, mostly civilians, and left behind a deep scar in the collective memory of the Igbo people. Despite the war ending with Biafra's defeat, the struggle for an independent state didn't just disappear. In recent years, especially with the rise of social media, the Biafra movement has gained significant traction. Nnamdi Kanu has been one of its most prominent leaders, using his platform to call for secession and self-determination for the Igbo people. His arrest and subsequent detention have only fueled the fire, with many believing that the government is trying to suppress the Biafran cause through intimidation. But the question remains, is Nigeria's approach to handling the Biafran issue right? Many argue that if the government had addressed the root causes of the agitation, namely the historical marginalization and underdevelopment of the southeastern region, there might have been less support for Kanu's cause. The continued absence of the Igbo from the top echelons of Nigeria's political and economic structures only strengthens the argument that there is an unaddressed problem. Internationally, the situation has also drawn significant attention. A Kenyan court ruled in June 2025 that Nnamdi Kanu's abduction from Kenya by the Nigerian government was unlawful and unconstitutional. The court found that Kanu's rendition violated his rights, and the ruling was hailed by his supporters as a win for justice. However, this has not deterred the Nigerian government from pursuing the case against him, and Kanu remains in detention as his trial continues. The international community has been vocal in its calls for Nigeria to address human rights violations, especially in cases involving political dissent. Kanu's case is just one example of a broader pattern of arrests and detentions of activists and opposition figures in Nigeria. These incidents have raised concerns about the state of democracy and human rights in the country. On the ground in southeastern Nigeria, the tension is palpable. The Biafra agitation has led to clashes between IPOB supporters and the Nigerian military and police forces. The security situation in the region is precarious, with violent clashes becoming increasingly common. This is not just a political issue, it's a matter of security, as both sides have resorted to force to further their respective agendas. The question is, what can be done to address the Biafra issue? Some political analysts believe that the solution lies in a serious political reconfiguration. They argue that Nigeria must move beyond the traditional power-sharing arrangements that have left many ethnic groups feeling sidelined. For the Igbo, the struggle is not just about independence, but about being seen as equal partners in Nigeria's future. This can only be achieved through meaningful reforms that address the systemic issues that have contributed to the current situation. The government, however, seems to be taking a more cautious approach. Instead of directly engaging with the Biafra issue, they have focused on cracking down on activists and protesters. But this approach has not worked in the past and is unlikely to work in the future. If anything, it has only intensified the desire for secession among those who feel that they have no other recourse. It's also important to acknowledge that not everyone in the southeastern region supports the call for Biafra's independence. Many Igbo people, while frustrated with the current political system, do not believe that secession is the answer. They are calling for more autonomy, better governance, and greater participation in national decision-making. However, the ongoing violence and the heavy-handed tactics employed by the government have made it difficult to have an open and honest discussion about the future of Nigeria. As we continue to watch the developments in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, it's clear that the Biafra issue is far from being resolved. The tension between the government and Biafran agitators continues to grow, and the future of the movement remains uncertain. However, one thing is certain: the desire for a fairer, more equitable Nigeria will not go away until the underlying issues are addressed. I'll be watching closely to see how things unfold in the coming weeks. But for now, I'll leave it here. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to stay updated on these and other important developments. Keep the conversation going in the comments section. What do you think about the situation? What do you believe is the solution to the Biafra agitation? Let's talk.